Hi friends, this is Charles Horger of First Baptist Church. I think this is going to be one of the most important videos that I make. We are led to believe that there's not many sources for Jesus Christ, and we take the fact that Jesus lived and was crucified by faith alone. Well friends, that is a secular world's agenda that's trying to put on Christians. Christians, I want you to hear me loud and clear. It is nearly a historical fact that Jesus Christ not only existed. I'm not talking about faith, I'm talking about fact. It is nearly a historical fact that Jesus Christ not only lived, but that he was crucified. Yes. Now, the volcano Vesuvius, this volcano Vesuvius, I'm probably butchering the name. It went and it did a lot of harm to two cities. We know this volcano happened. Guess how many written sources that we have today that we can say actually wrote about this volcano happening? One. His name was Pliny the Younger. One source talked about this volcano happening. What about, one year Jews were, there were several Jews massacred. The Sabbath was canceled by Herod of Archelaus. The Sabbath was canceled, and there was Jews from all over Jerusalem that was sent back, hundreds of thousands of them. How many sources do you think we have for that event? One. So we have these remarkable events that happen, and we collect one source, and then we have people deny that Jesus Christ lived and was crucified. First, for the sake of argument, we have four Gospels that say that Jesus Christ lived and that he was crucified. People will say, oh, well, those books are religious books. You can't take them at their word. Fine, we won't use the Bible as inerrancy. We'll use them as historical documents. We can treat them as historical documents. They all say that Jesus Christ lived and Jesus Christ was crucified. We have Paul, the Apostle Paul, that Jesus Christ lived and Jesus Christ was crucified. Now keep up with me, that's 5 sources so far. We have the author of Hebrews. We have the author of James. So we have a lot of authors just in the New Testament that verify Jesus lived and Jesus was crucified. So what about outside of the New Testament? Well, I already mentioned Pliny the Younger, but he also mentioned that there was Christians that existed. Now, just that there's Christians that existed when he wrote that letter, it doesn't prove that Jesus Christ lived or was crucified. But get this, he said that Christians were partaking in communion. That's a direct reference to crucifixion, Jesus Christ offering his blood and body and blood, communion. So we have Pliny the Younger. We have Tacitus, a Roman historian, which referenced Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ dying on the cross. We have Josephus, the famous Jewish historian. We have Lucian of Samosata. I wish I could name all these off. I mean, remember, this big volcano goes off. We have one source. We have one source that Passover is canceled one year and Jews are sent back. One source. And we have the first biography of Alexander the Great was written hundreds of years after Alexander. Sources weren't meant to last in the ancient world. And we have all this about Jesus Christ. We have Lucian of Samosata. We have Mara Barn Serapion. Now he doesn't actually say Jesus Christ died at crucifixion, but he does attest that Jesus Christ lived. He does mention his death, but he doesn't say that he died by crucifixion. And we have the Book of Talmud, which is a Jewish law book. Do you see all these sources that were not Christian that attest to Jesus Christ living and being crucified? We have an embarrassment of riches in the ancient world. Now for some reason, and they don't teach us this in school, there are not many sources of things written in the ancient world. And material was meant to last about 175 to 225 years. So we don't have very many first-hand accounts. We don't have very many second-hand accounts. The way that people had to write manuscripts, it was very difficult. And I just learned not too long ago that they didn't even actually write on tables. That they had to write on laps. So in the ancient world, people didn't actually use tables, which I didn't know, and I'll have to verify if that was true or not. But just knowing, having all these sources. So if someone tells you Jesus Christ didn't truly live, I just named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 secular sources. Then we have the 4 Gospels, Paul, James, and the author of Hebrews. This is a slam dunk. Jesus Christ lived, and he was crucified. Now, did he resurrect? Well, that's another video. But it is an historical fact that Jesus Christ was crucified. Friends, don't be pushed around, and it's sad that we live in a state where a lot of unbelievers aren't even privy to this information. That's why almost the whole New Testament scholars, those who know the New Testament and those who know the ancient world, yet they know Jesus Christ existed and he was crucified. Not everyone may believe, but they know how silly it is to deny that Jesus Christ was crucified. Friends, I want to leave you on this note that Jesus Christ, I don't want the historical facts to get in the way of the big picture. And the big picture is this: that we have a God who loves us, who sent his Son to die for us. Not only is that in Scripture, but friends, we know that historically as well. Thank you.